Okay. Dave, what do you do?
Oh, what time of day is it?
It's evening. Sorry, I said
Okay.
Dave. What I meant was Mr. Gregory Farmer. The mob is breaking up after the discussion in Mandelbrottsburg as to what to do about Justin the Unassailable.
Okay. So from where we are right now, do we have like overview of the of this town?
You
or-
are at the Green, which is the top of the hill the village is built around. There's a stable nearby where people publicly keep their animals. There's a well quite nearby. There's the Lord's Manor for Lord Sir Toric. There is a inn nearby where a lot of somewhat angry, somewhat drunk people are making their way back towards. And the area is dotted with numerous farms and a small grove of what appears to be apple trees. And in the distant setting sun of the west, you can see a windmill turning.
Okay. Well, my first thought is, I've got as Gregory Farmer. And so just so the audience is aware of what Gregory Farmer is, what he can do, all that sort of stuff. He is a human variant rogue with mage capabilities because of the feat Mage Initiate, I think it was called, which gives me a level 1 spell and 2 what's not the main spell, the other spells, what are they called? Catalyst. No, I forget what they're called. Cantrip, that's what it's called. And at level 1 I took the Find Familiar. So Gregory Farmer has a familiar. It is a rogue. Not a rogue, a
raven.
A raven. Jesus. Yes, it's a raven. So I think for the time being, scouting will occur via use of the raven. So Gregory will likely, say that he is going to take a quick nap to his companions, lay down by a tree, slouch his hat over his face, and send in the raven to basically look at where they're keeping, like if they're moving their valuables from like a place they would normally keep it to somewhere else, something like that, right? Basically trying to get an idea of where they're keeping their food storage, or if they're doing anything to, like, maybe they're locking it and they're like putting the key somewhere, or things like that, right?
So you're just lying down to go to sleep in the middle of the village.
Oh no, you need to be unconscious to look through the eyes and ears of your familiar.
Yeah, so. But you're pretending.
Well, no, I'm laying down so I don't fall over in the middle of the road. Yeah?
Right. But as far as anybody who's looking at you would know, you look like you're just a wandering vagabond that decided to sleep on one of the village trees. Okay.
Yeah.
Making sure I understand.
On the hill or whatever, yeah.
Sure.
Because I'm with my bandit buddies, right? Like that's the plan here?
The bandits are outside of town. As I mentioned, they're waiting northeast, and they've sent you as a sort of spy, scout, thief to deal with things.
Okay. Well, I'm still gonna just take a look and wait for nightfall, essentially.
Yeah, nightfall is right now. Do ravens have dark vision? Sorry.
I actually have no idea.
Let's use the power
did not tell me.
D&D Beyond.
I assume they would, or else it'd be weird.
Open
right?
the web page that you heard about on Critical Role. They do not have dark vision. They have regular vision. So I'll tell you what. You'll get to do it at disadvantage real quick because of the late night, but you can of course do it again tomorrow when the light of day is around. But now is the time where people are moving things, when they're all upset about what's happening. Let's go ahead and make we're using the Raven's Perception, which is a +3 at disadvantage, so 2d20, keep the lowest.
So that would be 10, I guess. No, no,
5. It's an 8.
7. Yeah, 8.
Okay, it's rough. You're somewhat used to using your Raven's, abilities, but yeah, it's just dark. Lots of torches. You try to use the Raven's ability to see shiny coins and glinting things, and there's no such luck. You just fly around for a while.
Do I get any idea of like movement or anything like that?
You do see someone who's approaching your physical body by the tree.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, how far away is he?
It's a woman. It's a red dragonborn, and she's probably about 100 feet away, but she's making directly towards you.
Okay, so she has seen me then. All right, then I will snap back to reality and gather my grasp on gravity and stand back up and wait for her to approach me. Lyrical rhymist over here.
Sure.
That's me.
It's dark, and you also don't have dark vision as a human. So, all you have is the fading light of whatever's coming out of the nearby inn as her snoot appears.
I have a lantern.
Are you lighting it and raising it?
Sure. Why not? I'm not trying to appear like I'm here to rob.
She says, I haven't seen you around here before, traveler. Can I ask your business?
I look behind me and I'm just like, why does it matter what my business is here?
A lot of upset people in the village. There's a bandit nearby, setting up camp, preparing to attack. Hard to trust outsiders in a situation like that, I'm sure you can agree. But if you don't have a place to stay tonight, we also can't have you sleeping on the green.
And why is that exactly? Because there's bandits somewhere else? There's always bandits somewhere else. I don't know if you've seen the world lately.
Look, I'll speak to the innkeeper about getting you a spot in the common room for the night. It's bad for public order, and I'm sure you'd much rather have a roof over your head and a warm fire nearby and maybe a blanket.
I don't know how many vagabonds you've ran into, but that sounds incredibly claustrophobic.
I am the village bailiff. I'm here to ensure that visitors pass through swiftly and without harm.
What has she got on her? What is she regaled in?
So she's wearing a tunic and rough spun clothing and a jeweled necklace with just a single amethyst jewel. She does have a sort of long sewn tail decoration. Maybe it's to keep her tail warm. And quite a bit of paperwork. She's carrying several books that are spilling out of a leather satchel at her side. And It's clear from even in the dark light, you can see that her red talons have ink stains.
You said there's bandits on the way?
Yes. One named Justin the Unassailable approached me earlier, and she gestures toward part of her iris. So, Dragonborns don't have eyebrows, but they still have ridges, and at that ridge, she has a brilliant bruise from where she was hit with a club.
So it doesn't sound like your town is very safe right now.
That's why you would be well-to-do if you were to stay in the inn tonight, rather than sleep out here.
Are you arresting me?
Arresting you? Have you done something wrong?
Why are you being so forceful about me coming into a town when I'm out here under a tree enjoying the night sky?
I'm trying to welcome you to Mandelbrottsburg.
In the midst of a raid?
As I said, I'm informing you of it so that you know what's going on. We can get you shelter for the night. Continue on your way tomorrow.
And just humor me here, hypothetically. These bandits come into the town. They rob, pillage, do what bandits do. What are you expecting of me?
I'm not expecting anything of you.
Are you going to be locking everyone inside of the inn?
I'm not locking you anywhere. I'm offering you a free night's stay at the inn.
Sorry, I'm just a little paranoid. Most people don't pay attention to anything I do, and they certainly don't invite me into a town in the midst of a raid that's about to happen. This is a first. I hope you understand that.
Do you have anything to do with the raid? Should I be worried about you?
I look around. I'm just like, do I give that impression? I apologize if that's the case, but you are far more suspicious in this instance than I am right now.
I would like you to make a deception check.
Sure.
Good old Greg Farmer there. Oh, well, that's pretty good.
And she's like, you're right. Yeah, I am being suspicious.
No, she just believes you when you say, yeah, she says, I didn't think you were suspicious. I thought that you looked cold. If you want to sleep tonight, I would prefer that you don't do it against the Lord's fruit trees. There's plenty of field space. I don't normally make exceptions like this. We prefer not to have people lying about the village at night. You know, it's bad for public order and decency, but I'll make an exception for you, traveler, as long as you're on your way tomorrow.
It's okay. I'm not very good around people. I tend to keep my distance from people. You know, for me, being outside is better. But you know, if what you say is true about these bandits coming in, well, have you got a stable or something that I can use instead of the inn? It's not my first place to go to.
It's a nice public stable. She says, if you'd feel better sleeping with the horses than us, then by all means. I can't say it'll be warm unless you like, you know, pushing up against the horses, but...
How far away is the stable from the town?
The stable is on the green, so it's probably like several hundred feet away from you. Pretty visible. Horses and cows are all bedding down for the night.
Okay, so in terms of if I wanted to get easy access to the town to snoop around, it'd be fine? Like I wouldn't have that much problems going from the stable to the town?
Yeah, I mean, from where you're at now, you have free run of the town. Yeah.
Okay. Because my worry is being stuck in the inn means that I'll have a lot of witnesses if I try and leave.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
So yeah, I'll just sort of just, you know, be like, stable is far. Animals are probably better company for me than most humans.
Very well. Safe travels. She turns and begins moving back towards the Lord's house.
I'm gonna get the raven to follow her.
Okay.
Mostly because that necklace thing is kind of interesting. So
tell me about your raven.
I mean, it's so it's not like it's a raven to me. It's mostly just it just takes the form of whatever's
So what
most important.
What I'm asking is it a celestial? Is it I think that's what it is, right? You gain the
it's celestial or fey or something like that. Yes. It's like you can pick one. Fey is like what? Good sided and celestial
fairies are like They're like chaotic fairies. They don't obey like human laws in the form of good or evil. They just do whatever they want as within like extremely complicated Byzantine rules.
Mm-hmm.
So is this a celestial fae or fiend? What is its name and what is its relationship to you now that you've trapped and bound it in a form?
Well, I think it's like he has a motive and I have a motive, you know, like we sort of help each other achieve each other's goals. It's very sort of like business orientated. Like he will have his own set of rules and he follows them. And when I need assistance, he helps out. And when when he needs assistance, I help him out, you know, so it's quid pro quo essentially. His name is Jericho, I guess would be a decent name for something that has its own whims. So sure. Yeah, let's go with that.
And which form did it take?
Faye sounds pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Jericho slowly glides above her like a helicopter following somebody, right? She'd have to look up in order to see that he was there in the night of... he reports back after about 2 minutes that she has taken residence in the Lord's Hall and that she's gone to the second floor near a very easy to open unlocked window where she's getting, you know, prepared for an evening's read.
All right. So when we have hit the witching hour, he will go out and start.
So wait, let me start with: are you actually going to the stable?
For now, yeah.
Okay. The smell is horrendous, of course. You know, a whole bunch of horse shit everywhere.
I'm not going to roll in it if that's what you're asking.
No, I'm not asking you if you're going to roll in it, but every few minutes you see somebody exiting the inn, clearly, you know, farmer drunk, never so drunk they couldn't do their duties tomorrow. With rare exceptions, there's like one guy who's absolutely unbelievably wasted and stops by the stable, not noticing you, just peeing on the side of the stable.
I'm kind of more adjacent to the stable at this point, more than inside of it, right? Like, mostly I just went there because if the Dragonborn turned around and saw that I was still not at the stables, you know, it would have been more suspicious than anything. So yeah, witching hour, like what's that, like 3 a.m. sort of thing?
I was staying up all night. Interesting.
Well, I'm, you know, dozing for a little bit. Sure. And then I'll get up.
Constitution saving throw for me real quick. This won't mean that you're asleep. It's just what level of exhaustion you're at when this happens.
All right, that's fair. Con. There we go.
You roll a natural 1. You actually are asleep.
10.
Okay. It's rough. You're not doing so well.
Well, I mean, I'm also a burglar, so
yes.
like,
yes.
Is it
still difficult to just work at 3 o'clock in the morning? Maybe not for you, Dave, but for your first level, character, yes.
All right, I'll accept these. Oh, by the way, do we start with inspiration, or what's the deal there?
No inspiration.
No?
I don't like inspiration.
Right. Me and my homies hate inspiration.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I've shown you the map of what everything looks like. What would you like to do? Do you need anything further explained? She is currently staying in the solar on the south side of the building. Okay,
well, I'm just gonna, you know, around the town, and I'm gonna try and my first objective is to notice where they're keeping sundries, food, rice, grain,
right?
That sort of shit.
You tried to do that before with the perception check, and you more or less failed with that.
Yeah, so now I just need to confirm it myself.
There are some key points. The Lord's house should have quite a bit of material wealth, depending on, you know, what's going on there. The windmill is going to be where they process all the grain, whether it stays.
I can only see the map layout for the.
Right, I'm theater of the mind.
Okay.
Like I said, this is the only map that I drew, and it was just for you. So windmill of course, is going to have, they're going to process grain there, which means a lot of food is going to be stored at some point. You don't know if it's currently full up or anything. Innkeepers got to have money, to do business. So they'll probably have a nice bit of cash, but of course, innkeepers love to not be robbed. There are plenty of small thatch cottages that surround this area, maybe 50 or more, that you could individually go to and see what they have, but probably the peasants out here don't have a huge amount overall.
Okay.
Is there anything in particular that interests you? Now, of course, you could also try to steal the horses, which would be big money. But is also a very serious crime. Like, you'll be killed for it if you're caught doing it.
I mean, I can't fence horses too easily. I can fence gold.
Not in the local area. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm mostly looking for things I can backpack, right? But also pointing out to, my bandit buddies where the food is, because that's what they're after, right? They're after food.
They're after whatever they can get away with pretty easily. So you guys have done this thing before. You go up, you tell people, hey, we're going to attack in a couple of days. Normally, people immediately move the merchandise or do something weird. Unfortunately, you didn't get time to catch that this time around. Justin has demanded all their he demanded more than anybody would possibly give. And they're going to make a counter offer, or they're going to try to kill him. One way or the other, you guys are prepared for that situation.
Okay. So then I will, I guess, hit up this manor, since you've created a lovely map for me to use.
You said you wanted to hit it up, so.
Yeah.
Make a stealth check.
Oh.
Oh, yes, indeed.
The thing I have prepared my character for. Expertise.
Man's about to roll a 1.
Yeah.
So we're going to straight up Cyberpunk 2020 before the show tonight.
Okay.
All right. You approach the house, I wouldn't say with ease, but you're pretty sure nobody saw you or followed you. It would take a skilled individual, better than any of these, slack-jawed peasants out here in middle of nowhere's Bill. So the house is 2 levels. It's built out of wood with a stone reinforcement at the basement area. And as mentioned, the second level has, at the very least, the solar room where the bailiff stays. Didn't quite catch her name, but she definitely has some sort
Dragonborn.
Yeah. Yes, that's her name.
We'll just call her Inky from now on.
Wow.
Because she has ink on her fingers.
She wears a necklace with an amber jewel on it. And you also
is her room illuminated at the moment?
Yes, there is a single candle. And when you check in with Jericho, he indicates that the fool is currently reading her stupid book. While the fool is reading her stupid book. I can see it glinting in the light of the candle, the shiny. So close. I just want to get through. You telepathically hear him pressing his face up against the glass of the solar.
If a raven could drool, he is. Is it around her neck still, or like what's the deal there?
He goes, no, master, no. Indeed, it is. It's on a table beside the bed. So easy to take if I could just get through. Tick, 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 tick. Oh, she saw me. Okay. I'm gonna wait around the corner for a few minutes. Oh, I see you down there. He flaps his wings when you start approaching the house.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm gonna go to her room last because she is, awake still.
Sure.
So that makes it quite annoying to deal with. So I guess I'm going to is there any other windows around the top of the?
Yes. So there are 2
floor.
guest rooms, and then a master bedroom, and what would be the the wife's bedroom. All of them have a single glass pane at each of them that could be opened in order to let wind through. Now, of course, there's also those unusual wind catches that are chimneys on either side that you've been told are used to move wind down into the basement and then pull warm air out, move cold air down, and allow the basement to be something close to a freezer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try first. Make sure that there's no one in the bed.
And I'll just jump into the Roll20.
All right. So as you can tell from the fact that Dave has moved to a new location, we had extreme technical difficulties in the internet in this place's town, so he's not connecting via laptop through what I can only assume is like phone internet.
Yeah, phone internet. It's good enough these days. So
Your plan was sneaking up on this house and going
Yes.
in where?
well, I wanted to see who was in the rooms first, and going in through an empty room.
Make a perception check.
Roger that, Big Mama.
Now it's a little bit more difficult because you're a little tired and you're still on the ground. And all those rooms are on the second floor.
Well, I would probably climb up first then.
Got a way to climb up, like a small ladder or something?
I have acrobatics.
I'll buy that. You got like
Okay.
rope, maybe a
I
grappling
do have
hook.
rope. I have grappling hook.
All right.
I have, but I don't know if grappling hook is the right thing to use in this instance, is it?
I mean, certainly not the wrong thing to use.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Couldn't afford the climbing gear, so yeah, all right, I'll take the grappling hook.
I think climbing gear would be a bit much.
Too
here.
much, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, you don't have to be super extra. All right, let's take a look at what grappling hook does, other than enable you to do this.
Because I have rope, I have grappling hooks, and I have like the linchpin things and a hammer. The pellets or whatever they're called.
Fascinating. Grappling hook. You can buy it, but it literally has no entry. Like, it doesn't tell you what it does. So I guess maybe it just lets you make this check.
Sure, I'll
Let's
buy
just
that.
do that. All right, acrobatics as you swoosh the grappling hook up quietly.
An
Okay.
11. What the heck? That is. Hold up. Why is my Roll20 updating? Okay, my main computer's back on my. Okay, hang on. Let me join on the main computer.
Okay.
It'll take 2 seconds. I'll just join off the same link. Oh my god, that's so funny. That's so funny. I apologize for the internet. Oh, there's 2 of me now. Cool.
Wow, one of those cameras is way, way higher quality than the other.
One's a laptop, yeah. All right, man, where is this?
Okay. It's difficult, and it takes you a lot longer than you're used to. I can't hear you. Your mic now might not be set up.
I guess I was muted automatically.
You're back.
How's them apples at 11?
Yeah, it takes you a little while to get things done here. Normally you'd be up in like 20-30 seconds. It takes you like a good 4 minutes.
Okay, I can hear you now.
You struggle up the side of the house.
Man, I'm killing it tonight, aren't I?
You got a little bit of sweat started. You know, you gotta work out. Immediately before you, on the side of the house, you can see the guest room on your side, and it's dark, as is the master bedroom on your side.
Is that this thing here?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Mm-hmm. So there's no one inside either of these rooms.
Correct.
That I can tell.
And both of them have a closed door inside, so you could get in through that door.
All right, I will do that. I will attempt to enter potentially The master bedroom. If there's no one in there.
You will need to make some sort. Do you have thieves' tools?
I do have thieves' tools.
Okay. Well, great news. You
And
don't
I
need
am-
them because the window's unlocked. You just easily
Great.
open it. So the bed in
I like the
here.
idea that he's excited to use the thief
Yeah,
tools, and it's
I
just
know.
like,
That's why I asked.
it's like, it's a goddamn farmer's house.
You come back and you sell yourself as a security consultant. After
I'm a white
robbing
cap. Yeah.
them. You robbed them twice. Yeah, the window opens inwardly easily.
Okay.
A little unusual for a window design. You can see before going through it. I mean, it's going to be a tight squeeze, but it's nothing you haven't done before. Nice bed and a dresser. I mean, you don't normally see beds or dressers of this quality, like well-maintained wood. A couple mechanical or metal things like an armor rack for like laying your armor on, and like a sword rack for keeping your swords. A small chest in the corner made out of wrought iron. Doesn't exactly seem like a dwarven made lock, but definitely a pretty good human work.
Okay.
And of course there's the door. The door does have a lock on it, on top of having a deadbolt.
So it's bolted from the inside already,
Yes.
or not?
Yep, it's bolted.
So
from
it's
in.
locked.
Yes.
Okay. All right then. Well, I'll just take
Sorry,
my
the
time.
deadbolt isn't on, but the lock is. Of course, you're on the locked side, so it'll be easy to open. Because, you can just unlock it.
But what I'm saying is, I'll hear someone trying to open the door.
Correct.
Before they'll get. Okay. So in that case, I will attempt to open up the little chest in here.
Now, if you wanted extra protection, you could bolt the door. Right? You could actually put the deadbolt in place. That piece of metal give you a little bit more time. Possible.
Yeah, but then they'll know someone's in here, right?
Sure, that's possible.
Oh man, did I bolt the door before I left? Huh.
So, you're checking this chest.
Yes, I'm checking it.
It's about the size of 4 PlayStation 5 games stacked on top of each other.
Okay. I just did the mental arithmetic with my hand in case you didn't see
Yeah,
it.
perfect.
So I mean, I'll open it. I mean, what?
Okay.
What?
Let me
there-
get that thieves tools check then.
All right.
Now, should be noted, this is a pretty good lock and you're a little tired, so could be a difficult roll.
Can I take 10?
That's a Pathfinder thing. It might even be a D&D 3.5 thing.
I'm pretty sure it's a 3.5 thing, but yeah. All right, here we go. Thieves check.
Take 20 by fail. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you exceeded by 1 point the difficulty you needed. So, yeah, it takes you a little while. And I need to make a Constitution saving throw when you trigger the trap.
Okay. What kind of fucking chest is trapped inside of a thing like this? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Constitution, you said?
Yep.
14?
Ooh, that's good. All right. So you managed to pull your finger back from a little needle that pops out, and the needle sprays out a little jet of fluid, and you get the feeling, this would obviously be bad inside your body, but if you were a fraction of a second slower, it would also tag your clothes, your hand. It would be really obvious that you were the guy that opened this chest. Instead,
Right, okay.
it just aerosolizes out onto the floor and drifts down. And you're like, still got it. You bonk the lid of the chest and it... Da-da-da-da. Inside are numerous papers and a couple of jewels and like one large electrum piece.
Fuck yeah, Electrum. Hell yeah, that's a good find.
So this is a larger than normal electrum piece. It is worth the same amount as 10 electrum pieces, which means it's worth 50 gold pieces to a collector.
Damn.
It bears
Okay.
the face of a old emperor of a neighboring country. Sorry, a neighboring empire, from hundreds of years ago. Oh, it's quite a legendary coin.
All right. So I'll take everything and replace and put one ball bearing in there instead.
You're taking the papers as well?
Sure, I don't know what they are, but it's not for me to decide what's important to people. They put it in a chest, I'm gonna take it. So
Okay.
they might be worthwhile as a barter later on. We don't know, right? So I'm taking whatever's worthy of putting inside of a poisoned chest. So yeah, of course I'm taking it.
What's next?
I'll go out the same way I came in, and then I'll make my way over to I'll make sure I shut the door behind me. Also, taking care not to step in the spray.
Don't want to get tagged by those inked bags, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I'll go into the guest room. But before I go in, I'll make sure that I'm not hearing any disturbance in the house or anything like that.
So you're entering externally?
Yeah, I enter through the guest bedroom window.
Okay. So I'm gonna need you to make another stealth check because the guest room is directly connected to the solar. They're right next door.
Oh, like that wall there? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a chance if you make some noise, perhaps the Dragonborn will come. I think they even wrote a song about that. Maybe 2 songs. All right, Gregory Farmer. You your first time in here was it was tight. This guest bedroom is even smaller, but you're like an eel, and when you touch the ground, it's like motion has stopped. Noiseless. Unfortunately, in here there's not much more than a cot with some pretty nice sheets and like a good solid down feather bed pillow.
Mm-hmm.
And like a dresser.
Okay. I'm not interested so much in a guest room that doesn't get used so much. This is more like an entry point for me. I assume the door to the hallway is not locked.
You check and it is not locked.
Yeah, that's really all I needed. So is the hallway illuminated?
It is, insofar as the light of a single candle is coming from the direction of the solar.
Okay. Right.
So the illumination is flickering and extremely dim. You don't see a staircase here.
Can I? I'm gonna try and attempt to get into the solar's private study while she's in there.
Okay.
But I've got another set of eyes looking in. So would you assume that this is like advantage for me?
Jericho will inform you if anything's about to happen, but the door doesn't seem like it's going to be locked. So if you want to just open it,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I want to open it in such a way that it's not making sound and she doesn't get alerted, right? So I'm hoping that Jericho will be able to tell me.
I'll tell you what, I'm just going to let your earlier 25 stealth carry.
All right, yeah, that's cool.
So
I'm into that.
You have a brief moment before she reacts, right? Like you open the door, it's going to be obvious at some point. But for the moment, you slowly get the door open with minimal creaking. Maybe you oiled the hinges right before you opened it. So
I do have oil floss on me, so yeah.
Okay. You see that the solar is like a private study. There's bookshelves in here. A map table as well. She's seated beside the private bed here, and then the staircase down to the great hall is in this room. She is seated at the map table, reading off of a scroll.
All right. I'm going straight for the necklace.
Okay, so it's past her, so you're gonna have to like charge past her, snatch it. Just to be clear, like there's no way for you to remain totally stealth here. The door is opened at some point.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was like
no.
she had
she'll
a back to me or
definitely
something.
see you at some point.
Okay.
Here. but you have a full second or two to surprise her or do something unusual. If you want to dash over, grab the necklace, and dash away, that's possible.
I'm going to get Jericho to make a distraction at the window.
Oh, I like that. All right. So she slowly, her head in slow motion starts turning towards you, and then tap, 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 tap. And she's just like, ah, that said damn bird is back. She moves over and goes and just like grabs a broom and like opens the window. Ha! Away with you, foul, wretched creature! A cool breeze of night air pours into the somewhat warmer study room.
And I'm going in and taking
Now, I will need you to make a stealth check.
Sure. Can I have advantage for the distraction?
I will give you advantage for the distraction. The check difficulty is still slightly increased because of your tiredness, but
That's fine. I gotta work the angles, you know.
yeah.
20.
Okay.
Oh boy. I'll take it.
Her tail. I feel like at some point you have to like drop to the ground to keep under her tail as it swips back and forth. But you're like lying on your back. You grab the necklace in between a tail strike, then roll out, and you're back on your feet. What do you want to do? You've got the necklace.
Am I in the
hand.
hallway?
If you want to be in the hallway with the door behind you shut, then yeah.
That's what I am. Yep.
Okay.
And
Several
then
seconds later, you hear the sound of the window closing, a broom being put down, and a scroll being picked up again.
Yep. I'm heading down into the Great Hall now.
Okay. Well, the staircase down to the Great Hall is in her room.
Oh, then I'm going out through the guest room again.
Okay. You're out.
Yep. Yep, so that's what I do. I also take the moment to like secure all of the jangly stuff inside of my backpack, right? So, you know, I push it solidly against something and make sure it's not going to like, when I run, it's going to jingle or anything like that. So,
Okay.
And then I will try and find an entrance downstairs, I guess.
So there is a great hall, but it's been barricaded for the night. Like the door has, like a giant wooden log has been lowered into place by the bailiff to prevent this door from opening. There don't seem to be any other easy entrances here. Could try to enter through the wind catchers if you were willing to lower yourself into the basement and then hope that there was some way back up again. Like,
I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. I think what I've got now is a huge hall, right? Huge hall. So what I think I will do now is I will attempt to try and find... Oh, there's another... it's an unused bedroom, right? You said, or you said it was the wife's bedroom?
There's the unused bedroom is the wife's bedroom, and then there's another guest bedroom on the other side.
Okay, well, I'll probably try and look at the wife's bedroom before I leave.
It is like a guest bedroom. It is basically totally empty.
Okay.
It just has basic accoutrements.
Okay, all right then. Yeah, so I guess my next... I want to try and securely find where the... where they're putting all the food then, I guess, would be the next step.
Okay. How do you want to do that?
Well, you said the sawmill or the windmill, right?
Yep,
So
windmill.
that'd be the first place that I would check. And if everything's not there, which I fully expect it not to be, then I will attempt to find somewhere else.
So there are a lot of farms, right? So they could be storing it locally and then bringing it to the windmill to get processed. But as you head down to the windmill, it is pretty obvious that there is a bunch of milled grain that's been sacked up and placed nearby. Far, far more than you could carry, like hundreds of sacks.
Okay, I'm not going to take them with me. That'd be silly.
Okay.
Do they have like a reasonably small sack that I can take for myself, just as like a?
Oh yeah, yeah, like a 1 pound sack of grain.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Not very big sack of grain, but yeah.
It's enough for one person for a couple of days.
Tied to your belt, yeah.
Yeah. I guess at that I will, head out of the town and head back to the bandit guys.
It's almost afternoon by the time you get back. and I need you to make a perception check to avoid all of the traps that your friends are setting up in order to stop any roving eyes.
Interesting. Do I have any forewarned knowledge about the way they normally set these traps up?
I mean, you're not at a disadvantage, but
Okay.
yeah, like, you know, you haven't seen them set this specific set of traps up yet. You know,
Alright.
they went ahead.
16.
Yeah. So unfortunately for your dwarven friends, you easily slip between their you know, like wooden spike trap drop or pit trap, and
I feel like part of a rogue mentality is to go the way that most people wouldn't consider, right? Like, so that's sort of how I imagine I got around a lot of the stuff.
so Stombor and Crumbad are just they're pissed to see you having not set off any of the traps, and son of a whore, says Stombor as he sees you. Justin the Unassailable is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed man, kind of wide. He's got a good set of armor and a great sword and shield on him. And he stands up and says, Gregory, good to see you. How'd it go?
Well, it is what you'd expect. The town is pretty much just filled with idiots.
Good. Did you get anything of value?
Please, of course I did. So he will, you know, put onto the table like everything he got from the chest, basically. Or I don't know what table they have. They're probably
They don't
something.
have a table. They're sitting on stumps around a sunken fire.
Yeah, some stump or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll put the sack of grain as like for breakfast, you know, like or whatever, after dinner, something. Yeah. And I'll say, yeah, this necklace was on the neck of some bailiff dragonborn lady who was too nosy for her own good.
All right. So Stombor and Crombad get their grubby dwarven fingers on everything that you put there. They immediately go for the coin until Crombad pulls it away, and Stombor goes through the gems, and the two of them are muttering quietly in Dwarvish over what they think the value is. And Justin is going through the papers and goes, good. These will sell well. What do you think?
That's what I do.
Do we go back for the horses? Is it worth the risk?
Oh, I don't want any of the king's men coming after us for some stupid steeds.
Is anyone going to notice anything that you've taken?
Of course they'll notice. You kidding me? I took everything of value out of that dump. I literally took the necklace from around the neck of a dragonborn when I was there. They'll
Impressive
notice.
as always. Well, you'll get your share. They've worked out that the coin is worth 50 gold pieces, and that with, you know, Justin's negotiation skills and intimidation skills, they'll probably be able to get a little bit more from a collector. That you got 30 gold pieces in gems, and the necklace is worth 10. So all in all, that's 90 gold pieces split 4 ways.
That's not bad for bandits. Now they got to go in there and do their job, which is big and strong. And
I mean, Justin at this point is just like, do we even need to go back in? This is a lot of money. It'll get us, you know, if we can afford us passage, several months worth of food. No one can trace this crap, and who knows what these papers are worth. You know, I don't read the wherewithal and the buy-withals, but someone always buys these noble papers for blackmail or information. I know a guy nearby in Saberhold.
well, I don't know. Do you want people telling everyone that, you know, the big bad bandit Justin doesn't hold up his end of the threat?
So you think it's worth staying in. What more could we take from them? You don't want to take the horses. What else do they have?
Well, it's about them knowing that you're coming in, right? I'm not much of a one for threats and stuff like that, right? I prefer slinking around in the dark.
Right,
but
exactly. I cause the ruckus, you take the stuff. Normally doesn't go this smoothly.
are you suggesting that you're going to let them fatten up before we take it again, let them get safe?
I don't know. It's been a good haul here. Maybe we wait a year, come back, take it again. Who knows? There wasn't a single sword in sight, no armsmen. Doesn't seem like anybody else raids this place. You consider it a cash crop. I guess we're the real farmers now, he says, looking at the three of you like, hey, I just made a funny joke.
That's clever.
Look, if you think we should go back in there, kill a couple peasants, take whatever meager offerings they give us, I'll go for it. I'm here for that. But if you think we've got everything of value that they have, that we could quickly get without causing too much concern, we walk away with this. I mean, come on. 1/4 of 90 has to be at least 15, right?
It's more like 22.5, but it's fine.
What are you, an abacus?
No, I
You look
just
at
have a reason.
Stombor and Crombad, and they both roll their eyes because Justin's kind of stupid.
Well, I mean, you know, I think you blokes have to earn your keep, right?
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
It can't just be all Gregory Farmer and the dumb bunch, right?
Okay. Yeah, make that persuasion check to convince them to continue the plan. They don't really know what they're going up against, but
15?
okay. Fine, we stick to the plan. We'll stay here 2.5 more days. Nightfall. They haven't brought us what we want. We raid the village. We take whatever we can get.
All right. So basically, I'm just gonna have the Raven just scouting so that when they do come, if they come,
So the Raven can only see about 1 mile. You can only telepathically communicate within 1 mile. But yes, 1 mile is plenty of time in this terrain.
basically, my goal is to not be here because I don't want to be associated with the robbery.
So are you gonna wait nearby?
Well, I'll be alerted to when someone comes.
Are
And then I
you
will
so
leave.
are you leaving your Raven here at the campsite with the three of them?
I'll just be nearby, and I will have the Raven occasionally go up in the air and just look for people.
Okay. I would like the Raven to make a stealth check.
What is the Raven stealth check at?
Just a dexterity score.
I don't know what the dexterity of the Raven is.
Well,
If it's a familiar, right?
the power of D&D Beyond, the answer to that question is +2.
Ah, so it's mine. Okay, I'll just make a D20. I'll just, yeah. All right. No, my dexterity is 3. So, okay, so.
Just roll a D20
roll
+2. Doesn't have the
D20.
stealth skill.
Doesn't it get my proficiency bonus or something like that?
Nope.
No? Okay.
So by the end of the first night, nothing's happening. The three of them just eat occasionally, sing, talk about what they're going to do with all their money. They're mostly extremely bored, and occasionally they stand up to stretch their legs and dig another pit or make another trap. That night, though, Strombad and Frombor are talking, and it starts out with Strombad going, "I don't see his fucking Raven. Do you say it?" And Frombor goes, "No, I don't see it." Now, you speak Dwarvish?
Let's see. Background. I speak Common, Orc, Thieves' Cant. So no.
Okay. You don't understand a lot of what they're saying? Make an insight check. Your name comes up several times, however, in Dwarvish, because, you know, your name is a pronoun and...
Farmer.
Yeah.
You say insight?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Yeah, they just keep talking about you in the middle of the night.
So
when you're not here.
basically,
And
and I'm not here?
You're
Okay.
not here, and they think your Raven's not here either.
All right. Okay.
Okay. You doing anything the second day?
I'll walk back over to them and I'll basically say to the two dwarves, like, you keep my bloody name out of your filthy fucking mouths, okay?
The fuck are you on about?
Oh, look, I don't appreciate it when you talk behind my back about me, of all people. The person that gave you your windfall, okay?
So the two of them look at each other, and then they look at you. They say something to each other in Dwarvish.
See that shit right there? Yeah, that's why no one likes you cunts, okay?
Justin is like, all right, everybody calm down. I'm sure it's fine, Greg. Don't worry about it. It's the second day. It's the tense one. If they're gonna try to ambush us, they always do it the day beforehand, right? When they think that they're not. So just be ready tonight.
Yeah, I'll perch myself in a tree somewhere with my bow,
Okay.
just in case.
All right. That night, there is a storm that puts the fire out. Of course, everyone in the camp with you is miserable, and you're stuck up in the tree. And right around 11 o'clock at night, you hear the scream of a man who's fallen into a pit trap and probably has something shoved through his leg. And then you hear a lot more shouting and start seeing flickering torchlight as you're not sure who, without a roll, but someone's trying to approach the camp and triggering traps.
Okay, can I make a roll to see who it is?
Sure, make a perception check. Justin is quietly readying a crossbow. Strombat and Kronbor are taking knives and spreading out.
Nah, no good.
It's you're up in a tree. It's night. It's raining.
Mm-hmm.
There's people moving in the darkness. What do you want to do?
Make a stealth check.
I mean, you don't at this point, unless you do anything, no one is ever going to see you up here.
All right.
Now, if you
is there a way
do
that I
something, that's different. But if you just want to remain quietly up here, no one is ever going to go, huh? Let's look up there in the rain with our torch while we're falling into traps and attacking a bandit camp.
So let me ask you this. I took with me a cantrip called True Strike.
Sure.
Which is an action.
You want to hold True Strike until you have to shoot.
Basically, yeah. Is it like one of those things that is loud? Like, what is it exactly? No?
I don't know. Let's take a look at the components to it. I think it's just...
Yeah. It says S, so I assume that's semantic, right?
Semantic. So you just need to make some gestures. There's no noise.
Yeah.
to
So you point a finger at a target in range. Your magic grants you a brief insight on target's defenses. On your next turn, you have advantage on your first attack roll against the target.
So you can more or less just continuously cast the spell by continuing to make hand gestures.
Pretty much, yeah. Like that's one of the main reasons.
So is
I took
your
it,
plan to cast this and then shoot somebody as soon as you see them, or are you waiting for like an opportune target?
I'm looking for someone who's important, mostly.
Hard to see that with your low perception.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know what? I will. That's why I kind of wanted to make a stealth check ahead of time, so that because
go ahead and
I have to stay in stealth or something like that. I'm not sure how that works, but
I mean, you're stealth now, but if you make the stealth check, I'll let you creep closer. You know what? You'll make a second opportunity at that perception check. How about that? It'll be a disadvantage, unfortunately. That's that perception check because now it's raining in the dark, and there's chaos. All right. I mean, as far as these non-dark vision humans are concerned, you're basically invisible with a 12.
Okay.
All right. Make a disadvantage perception check. Ooh.
No dice.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 people out there with torches, but they're, it's raining. They're moving in between branches. They're screaming. Occasionally you see a flash of like Strombad jumping out from behind a rock and cutting a dude's Achilles tendon.
Okay, so he's actually attacking people now. Okay.
Yep. Strombad and Crombor are both like taking people out, and Justin is like crossbowing people from the darkness.
Okay, and then I will true strike some people and snipe them.
Okay, go ahead.
If they're doing it,
make an advantage attack roll with sneak attack. See how well you do.
So short bow. So I have to roll sneak attack separately because I don't know how to fucking do it otherwise in the system.
Yeah, you just roll like an extra D6 or something.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you instantly kill whoever you're shooting at. From up there, you hit somebody. They're super dead.
All right.
You tell me where you're shooting on this person's body. Now, let me be clear. They don't have any weapons or armor. They're wearing like a broad hat to catch the water, carrying a torch, and like a spear in their hand made out of wood with like a very small metal spear tip.
Heart and brain probably I'd be going for. So.
Okay, you hit 2 arrows.
Vitals. So.
You hit both of them. The guy falls back. He's, dead in a few moments. Strombor, Crombad, and Justin clean up everybody else. And Justin's like, all right, boys, time for us to head into town. Let them know that ambush didn't work, and it's time for us to get our payment. What do you think, Greg? You want to remain here? Maybe get that fire going again?
Sure, I'll stay back. I'll send the Raven in with them, just so that I can make sure they're not being...
Okay, but the Raven's connection to you is going to be broken. I mean, it's
That's
still
fine.
Intelligent.
He'll tell me what they actually did when they come back, sort of thing. So.
You want to make sure you get your share of the cut.
Exactly.
Okay.
None of this like, we'll cut Gregory out. What's he done for us lately, huh? Nah, fuck that.
All right. By the time they come back, you are asleep, and you're awoken by their approach sometime around noon. They have 4 horses loaded down with tons and tons of grain that is slowing them up immensely. Justin isn't even riding the horse that he came with. He also loaded it down with grain and is just walking. He shakes his head and he goes, well, I don't really know why we agreed to this. It's going to be real hard to move this grain, but hopefully we'll find somebody who can buy it. I mean, they basically had nothing else.
You didn't even get anything from the inn?
Strombor and Crombad just shake their head and go, look, the fucking witch that runs it, she wouldn't give up anything. Crombad goes, yeah, she's fucking tight-fisted. Talked to everybody around about it, and we threatened a couple of our customers. She still wouldn't give anything up. Thought maybe we could turn the bartender, but it doesn't seem like he wants to play. I think this is all we're gonna get. Justin just nods and says, well, we don't have to kill that many people. The legend of my band, Justin the Unassailable, will grow once again.
Well, I think that's a job well done. I mean, you guys clearly didn't do your job correctly, or else you would have gotten something from the inn.
Are you talking to everybody, or are you talking to Crombor and Strombad?
Yeah, I'll talk to the 2 dwarfs about it. Like, I don't give them shit about it. Yeah.
All right. They're deeply upset with you in that regard. Justin's just like, all right, calm down. We have plenty of food here at the very least. Some nice horses. We'll probably have to kill them for food or set them free or trade them somewhere outside a city. But I think it's a good haul. We don't need to start messing things around, yelling at each other.
What do you guys think about doing a little bit of acting?
Crombor rolls his eyes. Justin goes, what do you mean?
No, I mean, I haven't made myself known to these people outside of the bailiff. What if I somehow managed to get back from them some horses loaded down with grain because I drove you boys off? The town is in good spirits then?
I don't know. Didn't you say you stole a necklace off of the bailiff? Isn't she
She
gonna
didn't
know?
see me.
That's what you told me. You said you stole the necklace off of her, and that
Yeah.
you were definitely were gonna get caught.
She didn't see anything. It's called distraction. Have you
All
heard
right.
of it?
Well, I'm just repeating what you told me earlier.
So here's what I think we should do, right? You guys are complaining about these horses, right? All you needed to do was make sure that your name was well and truly cemented in the dreams of the townsfolk so that next time you come around they remember you, right?
Strombour and Crombat have checked out at this point, but Justin is willing to hear the rest of your plan.
So here's what we do. I take one of the horses back, loaded down with grain. Right?
Okay.
I bring it back and I say, I found this along the road, abandoned, or I saw it in the barn the other night when I was here.
Sure.
Bring it back to them. They're thankful. I get into the inn, get a free drink. I see what's left in there, and when no one's none the wiser, I take what's remaining.
Okay.
See, I couldn't get into the inn the other night because it was filled with drunk farmers and people on edge about a couple of bandits coming into town. But now that the adrenaline is worn off and everyone's tired and falling asleep, it might be easy pickings.
Justin separates one of the horses, removes most of the sacks of grain from it, and doubles it up on another horse who's unsteadily accepting the extra weight. And he says, all right, take this one back. I hope you come back with a lot more gold.
We'll see what's left.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll start walking the horse back into town.
Make an insight check.
$14.
Okay. So your initial story goes over kind of okay. Make a deception check as well. I want to see who you fool. But there are several people who aren't fooled by your story. No matter what you roll. Okay.
Oof.
Does not go well. You're like, yeah. All right, so your insight check tells you ahead of time, like, no one believes your story, and they're only going along with you so they can get you in a confined space to jump you. You know, like, someone's like, yeah, why don't you come to the inn and get a drink with us, buddy? We really appreciate you bringing back this here horse. And, like, another dude appears on the other side of you and puts his hand on your shoulder, like, yeah, why don't you get a drink on me, friend? As they begin somewhat gently gesturing for you to go towards the inn, one of them innocently goes, "Say, didn't I see you around the night that the bandits attacked? That was right when the bailiff lost her necklace, wasn't it, Johnson?" Johnson just goes, "That's right. She said someone they're getting you right up to the inn door. Someone cleaned out the Lord's safe, apparently. All the things in his chest. Getting you closer and closer to that inn door."
So I'm just like, well, my good deed's done. About face, trying to walk away.
Okay, make an acrobatics check to get out of their grip.
All right. Oh, come on, Dave.
You go to turn. Johnson on one side of you, the other guy on the other. Their grips tighten on your arms, and Johnson goes, "Say, come on, buddy. Let's get you that drink. You're hero of the hour." As someone opens the door to the inn, and you hear Johnson go, "This is the one. He's with the bandits," as he kicks you into the inn and you stumble to the floor. Several men go, "He's with the bandits?" The innkeeper woman gets out a heavy meat cleaver.
All right.
So there's
Escape
two
options,
people
Arthur.
blocking the exit now. There's about 10 people in here, and there are no other clear exits. There's not even a second floor. This place is, I mean, there's a chimney to let the hearth out.
Is it lit?
Yes.
Just imagine me climbing up the chimney.
I mean, look, this place clearly is not up to fire code. There's no additional exits out of this place, right? But, you know, didn't need to be back in this day. There's no windows. No one has the money to afford that kind of crap.
All right, here's what I do, Arthur.
Yeah.
I just like, you know, I stand up, I sigh.
Loki, you're just like, brush yourself off.
Yeah, it's like, this was supposed to be easy. I take out a flask of oil and throw it into the fire.
Okay. I mean, yeah, and in like 10 or 15 seconds, it's gonna catch fire and get. You know, it's not gonna explode.
My goal is to at least make enough smoke in this place.
It's not gonna happen quickly. I mean, you're still gonna be surrounded for like 15, 20 seconds because it's got to start smoking. And then
how many people are in this room right now? Can I stealth in confusion?
No, everyone in this room is looking at you. There are two people at the exit to the inn, Johnson and his buddy who pushed you in here, and then there's like 10 men and women inside the inn, all farmhands who are drinking, and the inn's proprietress who has a meat cleaver in her hand.
Anyone wearing metal?
No. No one has any armor of any kind. These are all farmers.
All right then. My goal is to escape.
Sure.
Right, so
how do you want to do that?
So how many people you said there in here?
10.
Can I make difficult terrain by throwing my marbles on the ground? I have 1,000 ball bearings.
Yeah. Okay, that's gonna be your action. But yeah, if you want to, you know, your ball bearings in every direction around you. Sure.
Yep.
Okay. You bought yourself an exclusion zone. You got bonus action and any other narrative actions you want to take.
Well, I guess the rapier comes out.
All right. Everybody gasps when they see that you have, you know, not just a sword, but like a weapon, right? Like this isn't the kind of sword that you use to like fight in a war or something. This is what you use to like murder somebody. Yeah. Rapier. See, even more specifically, rapiers are meant to penetrate armor like a stock.
Yeah.
It's not great. Yeah, so everybody's like, oh. And then somebody's just like, we outnumber him, and he throws a beer bottle at you. Doesn't get anywhere near to hitting. But yeah, they're spending their time starting to negotiate those ball bearings. They're basically like shuffling their feet and kicking them. The two guys that are outside don't do anything. They just wait at the door for you to try to leave. One of them has like pulled out a cudgel, like a small club.
How many of you do I have to put this rapiers into their necks before you realize that this is a bad idea for you than it is for me?
All right.
I was here to make peace with you, and you guys just ruined it.
So the innkeeper is like, you were here to rob me, more like, and I won't pay a penny to you or anybody else.
Would a thief bring back a horse, you dumb fucking villager?
So what's your play? You are the thief. We know. The bailiff told us what you did.
I had a falling out. What's wrong with that?
So you are a thief.
I'm here to make amends.
All right, so everybody stops coming towards you at that moment, and the innkeeper says, good, you can spend a few years in the stockade.
That's not how this works.
All right, she gestures everybody, and they begin approaching you again.
Do you want your shit back or not?
Oh, we'll get it out of you. I'll have the
I don't have it.
Beat it out of you.
No, he won't get anywhere near me. I came here as a peace offering. You won't be able to hold me down.
All right. These people are not listening to you. you know, you failed your earlier deception check. You're trapped in the inn. You've bought yourself some time with the marbles, but they are not a wall. The people are picking their way through them carefully or kicking them towards you to make your life harder.
That's
what do you
fine.
want to do now? Two guys at the door still haven't moved. They're just holding position to make sure you can't slip past them easily.
All right, the Raven's going to do shocking grasp on one of the dudes in the door from behind.
Okay. Make that roll. Take a look at what the Raven's attack stats are. Probably not the best, but
I'm pretty sure I just cast the spell through it.
well, I mean, it's using the
correctly.
Raven's physical. Oh, right, it's through your spell attack modifier. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So my spell attack modifier is Wizard. I don't know. I think it's
Wizard
11.
is intelligence.
Yeah, so mine is 11. I don't know how to set that on the spell though.
It's plus 0. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay, yeah, cast spell. I did nothing. Damage. Hang on. I don't know why it doesn't do info block. Let's try that. Oh, hang on. Did I not put the attack in? Attack roll. All right, let's try that. There we go. That's better.
Okay, you kill him.
And then Gregory jumps out through the hole made.
So there's still a guy there.
So I can't just wiggle through?
I will let you make a acrobatics.
All right. Oh yeah, that's like through the legs sort of acrobatic. I use the ball bearings to slide through his leg.
All right, I'll buy that. I'll buy it. Goes well for you.
And then you know what happens, Arthur?
What happens?
Rapier cut the bags of grain off the horse. We out of there.
Are you're taking the horse still?
Yeah, fuck them. They're not getting the horse back.
All right. I feel like this is the last scene then. You riding off with the horse, grain spilling out behind you, creating a dust cloud. Your plan to trick them having gone poorly, but you escape with your life and with most of your belongings intact as you see a cloud of smoke beginning to roll out of the inn and people screaming to get buckets from the well. You leave chaos in your wake. And also grain. Lots of grain.
If only they trusted me, they would have still had an inn.
Maybe, but they probably would have lost a lot more money. So,
Sure.
as long as the foundations remain strong, we can rebuild.
With a bigger inn. With blackjack and hookers.
Well, that's it. That's the first episode of Fractal. I gave you a narrative approach, and you're probably the only one that decided to go with, let's rob the town. But I guess we'll see over the next few weeks what your fellow Fractalites do.
I want to count for how many times the inn burns down.
All right, I'll tell you what. We'll keep account for it.
The inn burned down a total of 1 time.
We're going to call this a partial burning.
Partial burning.
Mostly there's a lot of smoke inhalation damage when people's lungs breathing in that greasy oil. All right, Dave, thank you for joining me. And, well, this is going to be a weird project, so let's see how it turns out.
Mm-hmm.